We wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Mr. Noodle, aren't you excited for today's mukbang? Hi guys, my little sloths, how y'all doing? Hope you guys are doing really well, and I hope that you have something really delicious to eat with me, as usual. You guys know the drill. So today I am having pasta, but this is Italian chicken spaghetti with homemade fresh marinara sauce, Italian marinara sauce with meatballs and olives. Those are the olives. Let me show you a meatball. I'll show you. Let me find it. It's like somewhere in here. I see a big one. See, it kind of comes apart just a little bit. All right. This here is the meatball. Look at that. So festive and Christmassy with the lights flashing in the background. I feel like I'm on 5th Avenue, New York City. Are you hungry, Mr. Noodle? Mr. Noodle has some plain noodles over here because they can't eat olives. Parrots can't eat olives. So that's okay. So I want to show you step by step how I make this chicken meatball spaghetti Italian-ness. So without further ado, let me show you step by step the recipe and then we can eat together. Take a look. Good morning, my little sloths. The sun is shining, the birds are singing, okay. So the sauce is very easy to make, but very delectable and delicious. So first, chop up a bunch of tomatoes. You can use about 4 to 5 medium-sized ones, depending on the size of your dish, of course, and then add them to a high-speed blender. Next, use 1/4 of a purple onion. You could use half an onion as well. Now, 6 cloves of garlic, 3 teaspoons of brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of dehydrated oregano. My favorite ingredient, lots of oil, cause, well, you know, arteries. I need them nice and plump. Okay, snap the blender in place, put on the lid, and blend until smooth. Add it to a pot and turn on the stove, and keep the lid on it for about 5 to 6 minutes. While this begins heating up, chop up a bunch of parsley into little pieces. And then once you're done, set this aside. At this point in time, it's starting to bubble, as you can see, so add in a drop of white vinegar. Okay, since I'm a hungry beast, I realize that this is not enough sauce for me. So I'm gonna have to add more tomatoes and modify the recipe just a bit by adding a pinch more of salt and sugar and all the ingredients I just told you. So, once the sauce is popping like crazy and everything's done, it's time to add some cornstarch to the mix. This will thicken it up. You can use plantain starch, potato starch, cornstarch, anything that you choose. You just want to make it thick to your liking. Now, turn the stove on low and add your meatballs. Yum, 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 here they come. Here is the brand that we're using today. These meatballs are actually made from garbanzo beans and meat flavors and meat spices, yes. So I'm very excited to try them. So add your meatballs, add your fresh parsley and a little more onion if you like, and black olives. I happen to be a huge olive lover, so I'm gonna add the entire can, but you'd probably be happy with just half the can, so mix in the olives and set this on low with the lid on top while you prepare your pasta. Enjoy. I feel so good for my Italian pasta. We'll turn it this way. So I'm gonna put, the thing comes off, so we're gonna put this over here like this, and all right, now we're gonna add, it's not that hot. It's cooled down for a little bit. Oh my gosh, that sauce is so good. So we're gonna add, yes, here we are. I forgot that I do have a spoon. It was over there, but this is kind of, there we go, just like so. Oh, thank you. All right, so use a proper spoon when you're doing this, you guys. Not that hard, not rocket science. But sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. So we're gonna put this around and go around and get all the sauce out. And now we mix it together. Mr. Noodle's getting excited. Mr. Noodle, you can't have this one though. With these meatballs, oh yes. Yes.
He could have some of the sauce without the olives.
He could, says Orland downstairs. Down below. Ooh. You guys have to try this sauce. It is so delicious. Delicious, so simple, so easy to make. but good. And now it's time to feast. This is my first bite of spaghetti with meatballs. Now I'm gonna put some sauce in it. Now this is very flavorful without the sauce because it's the chicken. They put chicken on it. Chicken flavor. Mmm. 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 Mr. Noodle wants some noodles, doesn't he? How about you say Mr. Noodle? You have to say noodle. There you go. Look at that big piece all for you. Merry Christmas, everyone. This is the season of giving, of being kind to everyone. I forgot the cheese. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is the cheese I use. It's called queso de soya, which means soy cheese. And I'm gonna shred it up in my cheese shredder. And I'm gonna sprinkle it on top. Oh, I forgot all about this. Yes. Oh, Noodle, how did I forget? I don't know, but I did. Oh, okay, I want lots of cheese because I love this. This soy cheese is delicious. It tastes so amazing. I know you guys probably, most of you guys are in the United States and you can't get this brand, but there's so many soy cheeses out there. Just look for one that you like. And if you like soy cheese, if you don't like soy cheese, then don't buy soy cheese. All right, so now oh my gosh, how did I forget this? I did. I always forget my thing, all my ingredients. So let's have another bite with the soy cheese in it. This is, you know, they put like fresh Parmesan on top of Italian stuff. Parmesan, well, this is my Parmesan. Yes. Mmm. What did you, oh. Holding on for dear life. Here's this noodle. He'll walk to it. Just watch. You can take it if you reach far enough. Mmm. This is so good. Mmm. All that sauce is stuck at the bottom. Here, I'm gonna move this over. But I have to be gentle because these meatballs. Let me show you a meatball up close. All right, this is the meatball without the sauce. Oh, there's a little piece of cheese. And so that's why I was very delicate with like moving the sauce around because these are very breakable. You saw in the recipe if you're using a vegetarian type of meatball.
Let them try a meatball.
Yeah, let them try it. Okay, say noodle. All right, tell everyone what you think of this meatball.
He's living for it.
Ooh, living, yes. He's living. Ooh, he took a big bite. Now, does he do this with bananas? No. Does he do this with papaya? Nunca. Never. But with this food, oh, he's like a dog. You want more? You still have food in your mouth and he's already talking. He must really like this. Well, there you go. Noodle says these meatballs are good. Good, so now you know. Well, you can have your spaghetti. Here you go. So you guys, how are you today? I woke up feeling a lot better than yesterday. You know, I was going through my little doubts and everything. And today I woke up, I'm like, oh, life is good. I like what I'm doing. I am happy. Oh, poor baby. Here, just kind of wrap this around your shoulder. So, you know the elephant song? Swing it over shoulder. What's that's ba bum bum. What just came to my mind? I don't know. So I hope everyone's having a really good day. I am. I want to tell you guys about the first time I ever sat in the pit orchestra on Broadway in New York City. Lights, camera, action, here we go. Dressed in black, looking good. All the people with their fancy perfume and the beautiful halls. I mean, these are gorgeous buildings, these theaters on Broadway. Oh, so nice. oh my gosh, I was going to talk about something else, but my first time actually legit playing at a Broadway theater was not for a Broadway show. It was for a music, like a special acting studio, school. It's called Circle in the Square. That's the name of the art school. And it's located on like 57th Street, something like that. Noodle. There you go. Swing it over your shoulder. Oh. So, it's in that location, right? And it's a Broadway theater. I think Wicked was there for a long time. But the school, it's aspiring actors, people in their 20s and 30s. It's not like a college, it's a degree, an artistic diploma or something. Oh my gosh. You are going to start annoying the sloths. He figured it out. Just keep it on my shoulder so it doesn't fly around. Now, so when I was living in Washington, D.C., I arranged this, I forget how I even got this gig playing at this school. We were playing Into the Woods. Into the Woods, da-dun, 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 Into the Woods. Into the Woods. It's about Little Red Riding Hood mixed with all these other fairy tales into one big story. Jack and the Beanstalk, Little Red Riding Hood. I said that, the Big Bad Wolves. The Three Little Pigs, Cinderella, lots of different fairy tales are all mush-mashed, creatively underlying stories. They're all connected. It's one big story. It's a really cool musical, by the way. I hope you check it out. They have a movie now called Into the Woods, but those are never that good. You gotta see the Broadway show. Did he eat all that? Noodle, you are a bottomless pit. Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go. Here you go. Sorry for scaring you. I'm so sorry. I was like, don't touch me. I just want to eat. Ooh, black olives, yes. So, good thing I didn't chew too much because that was a black olive pit. You guys know I already had teeth problems. I could have just fractured a molar from that. Do all these have pits? No. I thought they were pitted. These weren't pitted. All these olives have pits in the middle. Yeah, don't laugh. My teeth almost went bye-bye. Kaput! Now, I was living in Washington, D.C. I got this gig, and this is when I first moved to New York City. It was one of the first gigs, like jobs I had. I forget, it was either a producer or someone in the orchestra. Someone connected me there. So that was really exciting. That was my first time, technically. But I'm thinking of like actual, Broadway shows. Like Lion King, like Ghost, the musical. Done by like legit actors. I'm not saying that the first one wasn't legit. It was, but it was students. Very good job, by the way. It was very nice. And I was solo violin for that, so I was the only violinist. So every time you heard a violin, that was me. And the orchestra, because Circle in the Square, the stage is a circle, and the house, the theater building, is a square. Get it? Circle in the Square. So the orchestra, where I was, it's more like a band, very small. A cellist, a pianist, a percussion, me, a flute or something, that's it. So I'm right there on the side of the stage, so everyone saw, which was cool. I like being seen when I play. These meatballs are delicious. By the way, this is about 1,800 calories or 1,900 calories. The pasta 2 bags is about, I don't know, what's 8 times 2? 16? Okay, 1,600 calories. And maybe 200 or 300 calories from the sauce and the oil, the meatballs, and the entire can of olives. So, oh, and the cheese, well, that's negligible. 100. I don't even count that. Like if someone says, oh my gosh, those of you that count like your celery calories or your cucumber calories, I don't know how you do it. And you probably don't know how I do this, but this is what I do. Oh my gosh, there is a twig. That is like a stick. How did that, what did that, oh, you know what, the cilantro. Or the parsley, oh my gosh. Well, oh, pip, oop. So I played that show, right? And then, after I played that show, I eventually sent an email to like one of the, like, what was the first one? Was it Ghost the Musical? Or was it, Lion King? One of the two. I sent an email to the violist of Lion King in the Pit Orchestra. I'm like, hey, I'm an inspired musician. I just moved in town. I'm looking to network and see, you know, things that, things that I can do and, you know, just to enjoy myself. And he was like, well, because he saw my page. I had a music page and I told him a little bit about myself. I'm just like, I'm a freelancer, left college. This is what but I don't think he was looking for like a big resume. He was just like, okay, you're a real person. Come on. So, it was so exciting. I met him on a Friday night or Friday night, which is first show of the weekend because you have Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon. 4 shows a week kind of thing. Sometimes there's Thursday nights as well, but this was Friday. And I got dressed up in black like I usually do when even though I wasn't performing, I went to watch the book. That's what it's called. You call in a friend, musician friends, they watch the book so that when they're sick and they need someone to replace them, a substitute, a sub, then they'll be like, hey, Nick, play this book. I am sick or I'm doing vacation. So now technically, I have this big thing of kimchi. I'm trying to take probiotics, you guys, because I've been sick. I mean, I was just on antibiotics. Now I feel better, but I need better digestion. So I'm gonna... How do I... Orlin said to push this button. Maybe I push it out. Ouch! My finger all the way down. How do I... This is airtight. Airtight. So the cabbage would rot. Orlin? Can you please help me?
Yeah, I'll help you.
I don't know. Why no work?
What did you do to it? Did you break it?
I didn't break it. You guys watched. Did I break it? No. You said to press the button. I pressed the button. Is this gonna like explode in my face? This is airtight. See, it's hard. It wasn't just me. That's air coming out, right? Is there a hole? Oh, it smells like kimchi. All right, so how do you... Oh, look at that. This is fermented kimchi. Smells rotting. So I'm gonna put a little bit. I know this is an Italian mukbang, you guys. This is Italian food, but it's okay. It's okay to mix cultures. So I'm just gonna put some kimchi in here. Just a little bit.
Try it first.
Oh, I should try first, yeah. Because it could be bad, and I could ruin the whole dish. This is very nice. Yeah. Okay, so remember when we did my kimchi mukbang, which you guys still need to check out. Not that many of you guys have watched it. I did a step-by-step recipe called kimchi and cheesy tofu fried. Here's the icon. All right, that's what I did, and I want you guys to check it out. I show you step by step how I make kimchi without using fish ingredients. Oh, I just splattered that everywhere. I was just trying to get it off my fork. Okay, well that recipe was the same one we did for this. Now, obviously, this is a different kind of cabbage. We use purple cabbage, just to mix it up a bit. Oh, this is spicy, and that's good. We let that ferment for 2 days when I had my kimchi and tofu. This one we let ferment for 4 or 5 days. Don't even remember which is which, but one of the two. 4 or 5 days, which is a nice long time to make sure it's nice and fermenty. So anyways, back to the story, you guys. Sorry, let me show you the kimchi up close. Kimchi, nice. And now we use spices, we used pineapple juice, just watch the video and you can make this as well. He's like, boy, what are you eating? I can smell that from here. That is ratty.
Give him a piece.
Okay, Noodle tries kimchi. Oh, oops. Now remember, birds don't have hot senses. They can't. Ooh, this is very hot. Ooh. Here, get Puffy. See, he really wants this kimchi. All right, so birds, they don't have senses for hot stuff, but they enjoy it with, it's like they get, I am sweating from this kimchi. This is gonna ruin the whole dish. This is very hot. Oh my God.
Very into red colors. Oh.
What do you think, Noodle? Am I over-exaggerating, as usual, or is this delicious?
He dropped.
He dropped it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he did? Noodle, that is hot. He's like, ow. Did you like? Anyways, let's get back to the story, you guys. I will give you kimchi. Now, this is not animal cruelty. They are allowed to eat it. So anyways, I watched the book on Lion King. I sat next to the violins because viola, those of you that don't know, is basically a larger violin. They play deeper sounds like a cello. They have lower strings. So, is the violins. Is the violas. Is the cellos. And bass, I won't even attempt. So, I'm sitting with the violas, which is technically in the violin 2 section. The violin 2s were, I think, on the other side, or they didn't even have violin 2s, I don't remember. But I was sitting next to all these Russian, they were fossils. Now, I'm not trying to make fun of them, but they were old. All right, they were old fossils, these Russian players. And they all had fun names, like No, let me be serious. Sklovenshkovich and Natalia Premiovev and Mushlafish, all these crazy Russian names, and they were old, but they played really well. And seriously, this is the thing about playing Broadway shows, okay? You do it 4 times a week, and you do it for as long as the show runs, okay? If the show runs for 2 years, you are playing the same thing over and over. What's 4 times 4? 24. 40. No. I can't do math. 4 times a week, 4 weeks in a month, 12 months in a year, and then 6 years, whatever. How long it stays on Broadway for. That's all you play, so you get sick of it. The guy I was watching the book for, the violist, he would seriously read. Not even pay attention to conductor, because it's like internal. He's played it so many thousands of times. He's reading. Up, my turn. Do. Play video games, text. And sometimes he will put the book on his music stand where you're supposed to read the notes. And he's reading while playing what to play. And he knows exactly when to come in, because it's just like a robot. And this is another reason why they need subs, which I was aspiring to be. Because it becomes old so quickly, repetitive. Ooh, the cheese. All right, I have some kimchi on here with a olive. Wish me luck. This is a very hot batch of kimchi. Ooh. Oh. Don't ever prepare olives with the pits in them. You can fracture your teeth. I'm okay, but I'm sure you heard that. Bless you, Noodle. Wow. So that was one. And then I ended up watching Ghost the musical on Broadway, and I sat in the pit for that. I don't even remember how I got that. I think the director, David H., I sent him an email. No, I know. He's friends with one of my friends who's a producer on Broadway scene. Oh, she does Mamma Mia, and I was lucky to be able to I'm a child in their eyes, all right? I'm 21 years old. And these are fossils that have earned their position for a long time. The meatballs are so good. Mmm. Noodle. Unfortunately, I have to eat these olives by themselves so I can pay attention to where the pit is. Do you hear the music? Cucaracha? We live on a very busy street. It's okay, you probably can't even hear that well, which is fine. Mmm. Look at this creaminess, this beautifulness, Italian. Now, obviously, no one in their right mind will eat this quantity, but this is my mind, and my mind's not right. Remember yesterday? I feel so out of it sometimes. I just like, where's my mind? Where is my brain? I don't know. Do you know? Do you know? I don't know. I don't know. Where's my brain? Mmm. Kimchi diluted with pasta and pasta sauce. So, and then I had a music professor. She wasn't my professor, but she was head of the musical theater department at my college in Washington, D.C. Remember I said I used to live there before moving to New York? Wow. She is a keyboardist for Mamma Mia, which is still running on Broadway, which has been there for like a decade at least. And she has her spot, and she plays the key, which is so cool. And actually, I take it back, my whole story. She was the first one that let me sit in a Broadway pit. And I remember I had an iPad at that time, and I was taking photos, and she's like, act like you're paying attention. I was like, oh, yes, okay. I was taking photos and like, look at me, oh, I'm in a Broadway pit. She's like, okay, I had to pull some strings to get you in here. Because at this time, I was only 19 or 20. I was, excuse me, still at school in Washington. But I did, that was fun. What's wrong? And for the longest time, that was my dream, to be a Broadway performer. And it still kind of is. I would love that. It's so competitive. I mean, it's hard, you know? Listen to this. There are at least 3 or 4 major music schools in New York City, right? We have Juilliard, we have Mannes School of Music, Manhattan School of Music. We have a few little ones, private ones. Well, each year they pump out 7,000 violinists in total. No, nationwide, it's like 7,000 to 12,000 violinists are pumped out from graduating undergrad and grad school. All the conservatories around the nation, San Francisco, Oberlin, Boston Conservatory, New England Conservatory, Texas, they come from all over. And they all want these 5 seats where the fossils were, all right? So it's like hundreds and hundreds of people will audition for one chair, one spot. And sometimes it's not how well you play, but who you know. Remember, I got that string pulled for me to sit in Mamma Mia. Maybe I could have gotten strings pulled to get a job, like a real job. Because they provide healthcare and benefits, these orchestral players. And basically, Orlin likes to joke. He says, when I was in New York, I was playing with a tin can on the side of the sidewalk. He's like, every time we hear a violinist, he's like, oh, they play better than your tin can. Because I used to do that. I used to like play on the side of the street, hoping I would get some scraps to pay my subway back home. Like literally, actually one time I made like $50 in like an hour or maybe an hour and a half playing on the High Line, which is a nature park kind of in New York. People gave me pennies, but some people gave me $20 bills. I was like, did I look really hungry? Because back then, I was on this crazy diet where it made me so skinny. I mean, I still feel like I am kind of skinny, but even very skinny. Like I had to try hard just to keep weight on. And so I looked up. Yeah, scary, I know. So they probably thought, oh, poor boy, he needs food. Olive. So nice. I'm so tempted to put more cheese on this. Let's have some kimchi. But let's balance it out with pasta so it's not that strong. But you can still taste it. Yes. Bye-bye, Noodle. Everyone say bye-bye, Mr. Noodle. Excuse me, there he goes. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly. Mr. Noodle watches from a window, says, why can't I be like them? Very careful with these olives. I did a lot of work at Times Square because besides, sitting in the pits on Broadway, which isn't work, and I did that, we're talking like a handful of times, playing that show on Circle in the Square was a few weeks or something, but then I did lots of other little things, like cabaret, bar jam, like playing at bars, cabaret shows, and doing rehearsals downtown, like the 50th Streets area, Midtown. And I would have to go to the rehearsal studios. What was it? Studio 49, something like that. No, that was a performance place. Lots of places. If you tell me the names of them, I will remember. They're just like everyone uses them. And they're like up in the building, and it's so cool because they have a grand piano, and you come for the rehearsal, and you look out the window, and you see the whole city skyline, and here I am playing. I did a lot of work downtown, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. And sometimes I would, no matter what time of day, literally, going through Times Square was the worst. How many of you have been around since last year when I did a vlog and I got attacked by those giant cartoons in those outfits? Okay, if you remember that, because that is amazing if you remember that. I acted like such a stuck-up New Yorker because to me Times Square is normal. I see it every day. I pass it. And these tourists with their visor caps and their book bags and their 5 cameras, they would get in the way. Get out the way. And I would be marching, I'm in my heels. I call them heels, but they have a nice heel. I love wearing black. I love getting dressed up. My black outfit and my violin case is like a book bag. It straps on the back. So I'm walking through, out my way. Sometimes I would squeeze through them. And I would be like a stubborn New Yorker. I would hate going through Times Square, like talking to other New Yorker friends, like the people in the band or the orchestra with me. We'd be like, oh my gosh, I know the traffic's, oh my gosh, these people just need to go home. Oh yes. That's what you talk about. Those dang tourists. When I was one myself, just a year before that. What else did I do in New York? I played this monthly thing. It was called Concert for City Greens. And it was all volunteer. But it was fun. There were some really good musicians, all types of musicians, all right? How did I got asked to do that because I was playing the New York Musical Theater Festival in 2012 or 2013, 2012. And the lead actor in that one, or no, this is 2013, I don't remember which. Well, one of the lead actors, Will, he was doing this City Green thing, he's a Broadway singer, whatever. And he remembered me from the little orchestra. Well, because I was the only violin for that show too. So every time you heard violin, that was me. And he was just like, oh, I enjoy your playing. Why don't you come? Let me introduce you to the founder or the director of this Concert Greens thing. It was so cool. I was literally the youngest person there. And monthly, I would play like Broadway tunes. Well, whatever. Okay, they have different singers come up to the microphone. Yada, yada, yada. I'd play a jazz. Da, da, da. And a lot of it was improvised. I never got music. There is a clown on his little tricycle outside my window. Now, I don't know for sure, but it sounds like a clown honk. Honk, honk. Oh, he's shouting. He's an angry clown. Maybe he's hungry like me. I get furious when I'm hungry. Hangry, you know. Wow. So I played that City Greens thing, and it was fun. I got introduced to new people. And they would have these like cocktail parties afterwards at the founder, director. Her name was Carissa. Oh my gosh. I should know her name. Come on. I've been to her apartment 5 times. Carissa, Katona. What? Katona Bennett was her last name. This fancy location. Because her husband, he helped to produce, aka he paid for all this stuff. Because he was a surgeon or something. Plastic surgeon, some kind of doctor. So he had a lot of money. They lived in a beautiful, and she was just like a housewife with a lot of talent. It was her dream to put on this show. And it was called Concert for City Greens because it was to promote greenery in the city, to appreciate the city parks and to preserve them, like to promote protecting them, basically. It's cute, you know. Greenery is natural, music is natural. I don't know, natural. Anyways, so afterwards they would have these cocktail parties, and she lived on like this high-rise building up that had a beautiful view and like this fancy lobby. Oh, it was so cool going. Because, you know, again, I'm 20 years old. I'm just like, excuse me, I live in a closet down in Jersey City, all right? I seriously... The room was this literally a walk-in closet. They put a bed in there. I had a bed and one table. Everything I owned fit in a suitcase. I was, you guys know, very minimalist, whatever. So it was just cool for me to see like these big buildings. Like, oh wow, how much do you pay for this? Because for my closet, I'm paying $300, $400 a month, which New York is a steal, which is sad because that's like half my YouTube paycheck. All right. Delicious. I'm back home. I just went a bathroom break and changed the battery. And I'm almost done. I know you guys are coming to an end of your dinner, breakfast, lunch, coffee, or air. I'm coming to an end as well, so hang in there if you want to hear more about my stories. I don't know. Thank you for making it this far. I appreciate your time. Oh my gosh. If you have made it this far, comment down below right now and say, still here. Still here. And I will count, see how many people stayed. I would really appreciate that. Just comment, still here. I would appreciate that. So you guys, yeah. Someone asked me the other day in a comment on YouTube saying, don't you miss it? Nikocado, don't you miss being there? Yes and no. I mean, I can tell you so many stories. New York Fringe Festival, getting my coughing asthma attack on stage in front of a full audience, full house. Now, it wasn't that big of a stage. I mean, maybe 100, 200 people sat in the audience. It was a small theater. Still embarrassing. And then my violin chin wrist broke while I was playing. That's a whole story. We'll save, if you want to hear that, tell me. I'll talk about tomorrow maybe. You know, playing for this show and doing sound recording and then doing this project, and it almost seems like a dream. Number one, because of my diet, so it's very kind of, you know, I'm still that way, but it was even more extreme that way. You know, literally, I lived off bananas. Literally, ask anyone who worked with me in New York. I was always carrying around jars of banana mash. I would blend up 50 friggin' bananas in a smoothie and carry that around all day and just sip bananas all day. So that was one thing. When I think about New York, it was also like a big party, like a big vacation for me. I'm my own boss. But I'm also dedicated. I'm a hard worker. I mean, playing violin's hard. Doing mukbangs can be hard too. But I'm persistent. I'm dedicated. If I want something, I'll put all my effort into making it happen. That's how I got a lot of these jobs, little gigs, because I annoyed the heck out of the producers or whatever. I'm like, I want the job. I want the job. I want the job. You know, I'm there. I'm my work ethic. I try. I had some friends that I miss. My friend Rachel, I lost contact with her. And I feel so embarrassed by kind of what happened. And I never did anything bad to her. I didn't be mean. I didn't say anything off. I just went through like this phase of my life where I wanted to be a hippie, and I basically quit my New York dream and lived off fruit and didn't shower. I don't know what happened to me. I do know what happened to me, but and so I just ignored all her messages. And I'm embarrassed by that. Sometimes you do things and you look back and you're like, why did I do that? Because Rachel is such a good person, and I enjoyed her company. And she was nice to me. She let me stay at her house once when I was up there for a show while I was still a college student in DC. Make sure that you don't add the stems of the parsley. Oh my goodness. But yeah, friendships. I had one little love interest fling that was very quick and nothing even really happened. And I liked him because he was a thinker. He was very philosophical. And we talked about literally philosophy and diet and all this stuff. And like nothing romantic even really happened, even though there was some, kind of, but not really. You know, I was in a big sea with thousands of fishies, but I didn't get them. I didn't get those fishies. If you know what I mean. I was so all about work. Let's build my career. Let's put my effort. Let's apply for every job. Let's audition for every part. And that's what I did. Not every, but you know, as much as I possibly could. So I could have made more friends. I could have went to more parties, but I didn't. But I'm weird. I say I like parties, but I don't. But I do, but I don't. I hate staying up late. That was one thing I had to fight while working there in New York. Staying up late. And to me, to me, 10 p.m. is pushing it already, all right? Sometimes I want to get out of the theater till 10. If the show starts at 7, I don't get out till 10. Taking the subway back home to New Jersey, 2-hour process, crazy. Hour and a half, then I would get out of the PATH station at Journal Square and walk 25 minutes to the apartment, get up and start all over again. So, yeah. Now, I'm talking about the good stuff in New York, right? The bad stuff. Money, hello, money. I seriously almost ate all of this. This is crazy. 2,000 calories, basically, of food. Now, I was living off my savings, because I wasn't making that much. Besides my Mac gig, which I told you guys about, remember? thousands of dollars from that. It was amazing. But that made up for me spending thousands of dollars on rent and food and transportation. And it was just like very close. Very, very close. And it's kind of like YouTube. You have to put a lot of hard work in for many years until you're at a point where it's sustainable. And knowing myself, I probably would have pushed through for years till it became sustainable. But I didn't. Because I met Orlin on the internet. I'm not blaming it on you. I just wanted to be like this alternative person. I don't know. Also, the pollution got to me just a little bit. It did. And New York is so big. I mean, it's small but big. I've walked to save money on like a subway ticket. I did it all the time. And this is before I knew I could have written it off on tax returns as a freelancer. But I didn't make enough. I think you have to make at least $10,000 or $15,000 a year to do taxes where you have to, and I didn't even make that. Okay, so I would walk an hour and a half from like downtown where the World Trade Center is, where the PATH station is, get off, and I would walk all the way to Midtown, which is 80 blocks, huge blocks, or more. And I did that all the time. Why am I talking about that? I forget why. Yeah, money, yeah. Pollution, I mentioned that, yeah. I got a little overwhelmed. Oh yeah, and the bigness of the city. It was just big. Maybe if you guys keep watching, I don't know, like, maybe my YouTube will become a thing where I'm able to like have a lot of chunk of cash and I can like take trips to New York for like a month and do a show and then come back where I am and go back and do another month or two of shows. That would be, you know, honestly, I would be happy with that. Just to still be able to perform in front of a live audience. I would like that. So we'll see. And I say, well, we'll see what happens on YouTube because this is the main way I support myself. So. I am done. I'm full. This always happens. I don't finish. I don't ever throw away food, you guys. Trust me. This will be lunch. I'll finish this for lunch. So, thanks for listening to my story time. I don't know if I should title this like my violin story, or because someone said, would I do one? And I responded and said, yes, I would. At least I think I did. Yes, I would do one. And this is a small part of my violin story. I have so many stories for you guys. But I appreciate your time being here and eating with me. And if you enjoyed it, please, please, please give this a thumbs up by clicking that like button. And also leave a comment down below and share your thoughts and let me know what you ate with me and all that fun stuff. So I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Bye, everyone.